He's got style, a groovy smile, and a mouth that just won't stop. When the going gets rough, he's super tough with a Hong Kong Phooey chop. Yeah! Hong Kong Phooey, #1 super guy. Hong Kong Phooey, quicker than the human eye. Tick-a-chong, 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 wow, wow, wow. Hong Kong Phooey, terrific!
Li Ho. Hello, welcome, I'm Fury, and this is Hong Kong. If Japan is where Airsoft was born, then Hong Kong is where Airsoft grew up. Hong Kong is an international city and a free port, and it was the marketing and enthusiasm of the scene here which brought Airsoft into the mainstream throughout the entire world. Internationally minded Hong Kong shops and wholesalers first brought Japanese replicas and parts to the West. And then later, Hong Kong became a distribution point for replicas made on the Chinese mainland, Taiwan, and actually there's quite a few brands manufactured in Hong Kong too. Airsoft scene here is huge. In fact, Airsoft's pretty mainstream. Nowhere is this more evident than on Kong Wah Street, aka Gun Street. So this is Gun Street on a Sunday. Most Airsoft players in Hong Kong, most people don't have cars, and the Airsoft sites, the woodland ones, tend to be up in the new territories, which is usually quite far away from where people live. So what they do is assemble here on a Sunday, and the people organising the game will run a minibus or a coach up to the site, and yeah, that's how these people get the games. I'm off to a site called Gulf War, which I haven't been to before, so looks good. This is us on the windy road through the mountains on the way to the site. The village is really isolated, not actually physically that far from town, but isolated by the big mountains. Now I thought, oh great, loads of forest, we're going to be playing in the forest, but actually Hong Kongers won't go anywhere near the forest. That's just the way they are. To be fair, there is some reason for that. So this is Gulf War. It's hot as hell today. I mean, by Hong Kong standards it's really the start of the summer, but by my standards, Jesus Christ. I don't want to play Airsoft, I just want to go for a nice sit down and a glass of water. But there's a war to be fought.
Okay, listen guys, everyone.
Exactly, those whoever played this skill before. 我哋會打全場嘅，James can translate later. 我哋會打全場嘅，全場咧就係包括呢條路仔。
You can see just off to the left here there's another game in progress. So on this particular site there was, I think, 6 different arenas, and 5 of them would be in play at any given time by different groups.
Ah! You've ruined everything!
Hi.
Oh, hi!
你型喎，你咁樣拍嘢。
3秒內唔好開槍嚟㗎，中槍唔算。Okay? Don't fire within 3 seconds of the whistle.
One, two. A lot of games in HK have the rule that you can't fire within the first 3 seconds because you start within range facing each other. You're so strapped for space. And if you just started firing straight away, then you just kill each other straight away. As you can see, it's a bit of a hillbilly kind of nowhere area, but the people were friendly, and there's not a lot out there except for the airsoft site, really. This is a map of Hong Kong, just to give you a little bit of context. So here's Hong Kong Island, and this here is Kowloon. So the main part of the Hong Kong city is sort of all around this area. In the south you've got loads of little islands like Lama, and they're fairly uninhabited. Over in the west, Lantau, nothing much there either, apart from the new big airport. Incidentally, I used to live up in Chun Mun, and all of this is what's called the New Territories, although it's 100 years old, not that new. And up here is the border with China. So airsoft wise, we were talking earlier on about Gun Street, which is down here in Kowloon. It's just this one here. And that's where your buses depart from. Normally the buses are going to take you up to woodland sites, which are up here in New Territories on the whole. So it's a lot. This is a huge mountain range. This is the site we were just at, which you'd think, oh yeah, it's on the main road. Well, not actually. It's actually above a tunnel right on the tip of a mountain, and to get to it we had to travel all the way along the mountain tops along here. So yeah, pretty isolated. The other sites that are up in the New Territories aren't nearly as remote. They're just outside of towns, such as the one we're just about to head to, which is W28, which is just outside the back of Tin Sha Wai. Today I'm at W28, which is the airsoft site in Hong Kong. The guys here, if you say to them which site should I go to, they're going to say W28. They really like this place. It's got a big area. It's got some quite different arenas for playing in, including this one, which is shipping crates, which is kind of cool. Looking forward to playing that in a minute. It's April at the moment, and it's starting to get quite humid. Within like a month, the Hong Kongers are pretty much finished with the outdoor gaming. Outdoor gaming is really, it's a winter sport because it gets so humid in Hong Kong in the summer that it really is quite unpleasant. Last weekend at Gulf War area, it got fairly hot and I was kind of debilitated actually. I didn't cope with it very well at all. So I did initially think Hong Kongers were being kind of weak for not playing all year round, but actually it's a practical measure. So yeah, when summer comes around, these guys will retreat back indoors to their air-conditioned CQB arenas, and fair play to them. Today I'm with a group which plays single-shot games. Now there's a bit of an arms race in Hong Kong, as there is in quite a lot of countries, whereby the guns have limited to 2 joules legally, which is pretty high. Practically speaking, they run usually between 1.3 joules and 1.8 joules. High capacity magazines, very high rates of fire, small arenas. What that all equates to is you can't really move. When you get shot a lot of times by a pretty powerful gun at fairly close range, and there's no skill in it, and it's not really simulation, you know, when you just sit behind one piece of cover and just hose rounds out. There's just no interest in it. So yeah, these guys play single shot games, it really, you know, changes the dynamic quite a lot. I prefer it. It's not quite gas blowback gaming. Gas blowback is kind of the real solution to your high cap frenzy. In Hong Kong it's really, really popular. When you're using a gas gun, you have to use the sights, you have to hold the weapon properly, you have to squeeze the trigger properly, you have to conserve your ammunition, you have to control the recoil. So it makes it into a completely different game, and I really enjoy it. I was kind of anti-gas blowback when I left the UK because the temperatures are too cold for them in the UK, and they don't really work very well against AEGs because of their disadvantages in mag capacity. And actually these things are completely countered when, one, you have decent temperatures, and two, when you play gas blowback only games. And that's the real solution, is that one I'd never encountered before I came to Hong Kong, is to have GBB only games, and they are really, really good fun because you have to use your sights, And yeah, it's a completely different ball game, and you have to, you have to train with your rifle. You have to think about how to work it. It's great. I really enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to playing some GBB only games with some friends when I get back to the UK. One thing I found a little frustrating in Hong Kong is that the games are always deathmatch. There's always team versus team on a very small arena with no objectives and no incentive. I think one of the great things about playing small airsoft games is making the players drive forward, challenging the players, and mixing things up.
我貨車喎，我望住嗰條，我因為我有。咪你打嚟飛嚟啲彈係哈嗨啊定痛嘅定白嗰隻？咁我咧，我諗應該。
In a lot of these videos you'll notice clouds of smoke. That's the game organisers. They put grass into a barrel and then set it on fire. Wafting smoke actually deters the mosquitoes, and it really does work too. Say is Cantonese for hit, by the way. Whee!
WE.
俾咗打橫射過嚟。
And just down the road from W28 is training camp. So this animated fella is giving some new players a pre-game brief. He's really holding their attention actually, I like his style. So this is one of the sites in the new territories called Armed Forces. It's an outdoor site, and today we're playing a GBB game. Whoa.
Cameraman! Cameraman!
Here's training camp's street arena. This area plays really well actually, and we had some really good fun pistol games in this area. So here's a good example of some of the appalling bootleg products that sometimes come out of China. I bought this cap at the site and, well, the pictures do the talking. In the next episode we'll look at some of Hong Kong's more unusual sites and practical shooting events.